Right, so just driving down the roads on rural Canterbury and just found a few trees like that on the side of the road, just, you know, apples growing wild. We hate to see free stuff go to waste. So, so yeah, there we go. Go for it, guys. Now, as you'll have seen, we got all of this completely free. We're very lucky. There's a whole heap around Canterbury of just apple trees growing on the side of the road that you'll often run into. But if not, shout out to my friend Annie, who came up with this wonderful thing. Some fruit and veggie produce markets will actually, if you ask them, they will sell you mega cheap. She showed me a big box of plums that she got for 50 cents that she turned into some jam. They've got like overripe fruit, so you know, they've got overripe bananas, you never know. So it's worth asking around places that, you know, just sell fruit and veggies if they've got any overripe produce that they're willing to sell cheap for baking needs. So just a little tip there. Thank you, Annie. So anyway, apple cider vinegar. Why make this stuff? For a start, it has lots of health benefits. Apparently it's good for your digestion. I read somewhere it was actually good if you've got diabetes. You just have a tablespoon a day with some hot water. I quite like drinking it. Clint thinks I'm gross. But, you know, each to their own. It's also really good for using in cleaning. A lot of people know you can clean using white vinegar. Apple cider vinegar works in exactly the same way. Just that people don't often use it because it is really expensive. Obviously, this version is not expensive. Apparently, you can use it in your hair and on your skin. I don't know exactly how, but apparently you can do that. And chickens love it. It is really, really good for chickens, just to add some into their water. And of course, I'm pretty big on my chickens. So what I'm going to do is, these big barrels behind me, we're actually going to be using them, but I'm also going to fill up a wee jar like this. Partially because, well, that might be all you're doing, and also so that you guys, we can actually show you the fermentation process as it happens, so you'll be able to see through it. So what you'll need is, you'll need a jar, a bucket, whatever it is you're using. You'll need either some muslin cloth, or I've just got a Chuck's cloth here at the moment, or something with lots of little tiny holes in it so that it will seal it up, but it will also let it breathe, so it stops it from full on going mouldy. If you're using 6 large apples, you'll need 1/4 cup of sugar to go in there as well. And you will need Ziploc bags. I will show you why shortly. And you'll need a rubber band to go around the jar, or I'll show you the technique we use for putting bands around big buckets. So first things first, gather your support crew, give them knives. I might trust Sam with a knife. We'll negotiate as to
I thought you were
and we go. And we have to start chopping these apples just into sort of, you know, inch squares. Yeah, so we chop off any, I mean, obviously these are side of the road kind of fine, so they got all sort, you know, just chop off any icky bits, chop out the cores, leave the pips out, and let the chopping begin.
Rolling across the kitchen floor.
Okay, somebody took my spot. Anyway, I've got 2 cups of water, 1/4 cup of sugar, so we mix them together. We're going to give that a really, really good stir till it's completely dissolved. So, and of course you'll have to adjust the ratios depending on how many apples we've got in our big bucket, so there's probably going to be a bit of guesswork involved. But yeah, 6 apples, 1/4 cup of sugar, 2 cups of water. So, I'm going to reach around my helper, pour this in here.
Go ahead and rinse it as well.
And we want to make sure that it is covering the apples completely. Now, Here's where that Ziploc bag comes in. Because of course fruit floats, we want them to remain completely covered. So, okay, so Sam just inevitably cut herself. But that is why we check we don't cut like that, Aston. Ziploc bag, and of course there's gap down the bottom there. Yes, I did just have to take a bit of apple out so I could fit the Ziploc bag in here. There we go. We just put that in so it's pushing the apples down so that they will be below the surface of the water. So they'll be completely covered. Then, we want to get our muslin cloth or Chuck's cloth, whatever it is you're using.
It's a Chuck's cloth.
There's a rubber band. And our rubber band, so I'm just trying to duck out the sun. We've got bad lighting at the moment. And just fold that over itself. And pop that over the top. Now, there we go, and we just want to sit that in a dark place, and we basically just want to check. You can actually see the apples still slightly off the bottom of the jar there, so I can see that they're still floating. If they're floating, that means they are not fermented. After 2 to 3 days, we want to have a look at this again. There should be just bubbles starting to appear. Once little bubbles start to appear, that means the fermentation process has begun. Yay. Now, this is a long process. You're going to be at this for about 4 to 5 months, but I promise there's not much that you have to do during that time other than wait. Place where I've been told to say many wondrous things happen, Clint and Aston's workshop. Hey. Anyway, so we've done. I brought our little jar here that we prepared earlier, and our giant bucket. We still haven't finished slicing all of those apples, but we thought we're not going to fill up 2 of these buckets, so we might have to go on another raid. So we'll see. But we've got one. It was a pretty big chopping mission. Oh, and we've got the sugar water mixture there. Please be enough. Yep, it's going to be enough. Oh yeah, there we go. Be rising up. Right, you may be wondering what we've done. Basically, we tried the plastic bag thing and we thought we're just going to go through so many of these plastic bags. Just trying to weigh down this big bucket, and then we saw a lid that was nice and clean and just fit on there perfectly, and my old dumbbells from when I used to be fit and that's just weighing that down perfectly, keeping the apples nice and submerged. So basically that's the idea. As long as the water is above the level of the apples, they're submerged, we are good to go. I was going to put rubber bands around this, however, children have happened to the rubber bands. It's past their bedtime, they're all in bed now, so I can't question any of them. All I can say is I did see Sam with one around her head the other day. I don't know where the rest of the bag of rubber bands have gone. And actually, having this one glass jar is kind of handy because we can keep an eye on this and we'll assume that the ones in here are doing kind of the same thing because we can't see them. Not to be said for actually seeing the progress. Let's do a bow.
Yeah, do a bow.
Undone easy. And it's aesthetically pleasing.
If you say so, you are the creator. I'm just the muscle.
That's the one. And we have a cool dry place here. An old fridge that's not working. Put that in a nice cool dry place, and I will let the hired muscle put the big one in. Boom, good on you. And just to all Clint's workies who say they would love to see a video of him organise his workshop, I support you completely.
Cutting apples is very dangerous. Show them your cut on your finger.